The following program is a Greenlight Maine production being brought to you in part by Bangor Savings Bank.
It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine, building Maine's economy. Greenlight Maine, start here, scale here, stay here. It's your Maine and mine, building Maine's economy, one dream at a time. It's the way life should be. Greenlight Maine.
Welcome to the Greenlight Maine College Edition. Every year this series grows. It's a sure sign of innovation happening on campuses throughout Maine. Students want to open a business and create some jobs, and that's why it's so important to award them cash for their companies to grow. We are faced with a difficult decision by our judges today. We're going to meet them now. Welcome back, Kim Pope from Bangor Savings Bank. Why don't you tell us about what you do, and all of you tell us about what you think of the series so far.
Great. So happy to be here. My job at Bangor Savings Bank is Chief Banking Officer, which essentially means we work with all of the service solutions for business owners and consumers. It's a privilege to be here, and I will say this has been a complete privilege to meet these students, hear their ideas, and be part of this process.
Nice. Next up, we have Steve Couts from Finance Authority of Maine. Welcome.
Thank you. Again, with the Finance Authority of Maine, or FAME, and I'm a financial education specialist. FAME supports the economic well-being of Mainers through business development, access to higher education, and financial wellness outreach, which is what I do. And it's been wonderful to be part of this series and to see what's happening in these brilliant young minds and a glimpse of the future of business from the technological angle and the innovation. Thank you.
Nice. And rounding out our panel is Abigail Carroll. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. I am a Maine Angel, and I also have a podcast called Happy Planet, which talks about startups that are innovating for a happier planet. It's a thrill to be here. I am just so impressed with these college students and all their innovations. So it gives me hope for the future.
Awesome. We're happy to have you here. Okay, let's get started. Our first company is from Thomas College. I'd like to welcome Zephyr Lani Caputo with Maine Vineyards. Tell us all about it.
How would you like to be able to open up a bottle of wine and share it with your friends, knowing that you made the wine out of grapes that you grew yourself? For most people, this is almost impossible. The amount of technical knowledge and expensive equipment needed to make wine is too much for the average person. At Maine Vineyards, we can change that. I know that Maine products are in high demand, Maine made, and I think there are a lot of people in the state who would like to be able to make their own wine, and they just don't know where or how to start. My solution to that is to provide those people with the expertise and the equipment to get into winemaking. Our business would be a co-op styled business where we attract those people as members, and we go to their land, build a small vineyard, and after the 3 years that it takes for the grapevines to mature, we will go back, process their grapes into wine, and bottle it for them, at which point they can either keep it for themselves, share it with their friends and family, or they can sell it back to the co-op, where we have a retail section of our business. We will sell to grocery stores and restaurants in the state of Maine. These members will have this opportunity by paying a yearly membership for a minimum of 7 years. I am very passionate about this. My family came from Italy originally. We built a small vineyard on our land in Whitefield, and we've just started to make wine. I envision Maine becoming a micro wine region in the Northeast, built by our members, the people of Maine. I would love to build on this idea and empower those people to make their own wine. Thank you.
Excellent. Where do we sign up for this? All right, Kim, kick us off.
Well, thank you, Zephyr. I appreciate your passion for wine. I also enjoy wine. My curiosity is, clearly you have experience via your family. How do you set about finding members who have appropriate land to host the vineyards? How do you go about identifying those members?
Well, I think that we can go to, there are a lot of wine tastings in our state. In small areas, we have a farm store in my town, and they have a little wine tasting. I think if I go there, I can talk to the people, because obviously they're interested in the wine, and I can just sell it to them there. And then I think from there, word of mouth will help start off that part.
Captive audience, great. Steve.
Fascinating idea, wine lover as well, so I appreciate what you're doing and trying to bring it to everybody. Is anybody else doing something like this? I've never heard of this model.
Not as far as I know. There are some commercial wineries in Maine that are pretty successful. And obviously in Europe, like Italy and France, there are many people have their own vineyards. But in this country, as far as I know, unheard of. And I think it's a really great opportunity.
I'm interested in knowing, once you get these grapes, how are you going to produce the wine? I mean, are you going to, where are you going to do that? Are all the grapes going to go to one central location? And
the idea is to have a mobile processing unit where we have the crushers and the vats and everything needed, and we go to the site and we will process it there and then bottle it or put it in vats, which for the fermentation process. And then we will keep those in our facility. And then once it's time for it to be bottled and to be given to the customer or purchased, that time will come.
Kim.
I just find this all fascinating, so thank you. If I am very interested and I want to be a member, but I don't have a plot of land to grow my own grapes, is there an opportunity via a co-op model or a shared garden or shared vineyard in this case to participate?
I guess you could sort of try and go in with a friend that does have the land and be part of that capital for that, but honestly, the having the land is a big part of being a member.
Okay, thank you.
Would you be able to say what the minimum space somebody would need? For example, is this going to be an option for a homeowner in Portland who only has a postage stamp that they would maybe have a little garden in? Is that enough scale to make enough wine to do it yourself, or is this going to be only for folks who have enough to grow X amount of grapes?
You do not need a huge farm. At my house, our small vineyard is around 30 by 20 feet. You can really grow a lot of grapes with that little amount, especially if you're not trying to have a commercial winery for yourself. So you really do not need a lot of land for this.
Good to know. Abigail.
And how would you distribute the wine?
We would reach out to grocery stores, obviously like Hannaford, or small farm stores, and the restaurants, and ship it to them.
We have time for one more question, Kim.
All right. I guess my question would be, in terms of the production and the maturity of the grapes, did you say that it would be about 3 years before, if I invested and wanted to create my own little vineyard, the initial time is 3 years?
It would be 3 years to start the winemaking process, and depending on the grape, red wines take usually a minimum of 2 years to mature into a wine. White wines, much less time. So if you're looking for a red wine, it'll be probably 5 years before you have a bottle that you can drink.
Wonderful.
Do you have a price point of how much it will cost somebody to get involved?
With how volatile the prices of the vineyard materials and labor, I'm not sure, but ideally it would be around $1,000 a year for the membership.
All right, well, great pitch. Congratulations. I just have a feeling you're going to do really well with this.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to take a short break, but when we come back, there's some student entrepreneurs that have the solution of furniture shopping that is going to improve your experience. So don't go away. We'll be right back after this message. Come on over.
Since 1852, Bangor Savings Bank has been helping New Englanders thrive by living our You Matter More promise. We invest in Northern New England because your ideas, your well-being, and your business matter to us. Our commitment is reflected in our caring employees, innovative solutions, and investments in local communities. At Bangor Savings Bank, you are at the heart of everything we do because you matter more.
With so many Medicare options, it can be confusing. At Martin's Point, we make your Medicare choices easy. Our all-in-one Medicare plans cover doctor's visits, hospital stays, and prescription drugs, dental, vision, and eyewear, fitness and wellness reimbursements, with premiums and copays as low as $0. As one of the highest-rated Medicare Advantage plans in New England, you can feel confident you're covered. Call or visit us online today to request your free Medicare Made Simple guide.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. Shopping for furniture can be such a nightmare. We have some Colby College students that have the solution for you. I'd like to welcome Dollhouse, great name by the way, with Josh and Miran, whenever you're ready.
Hi, I'm Josh.
And I'm Miran.
We're seniors at Colby College and we're the co-founders of Dollhouse. We are a suite of software solutions for furniture e-commerce platforms to boost website conversions. Most furniture store websites today are static and uninspiring. If you're a customer looking to purchase a couch online, sometimes you have to browse through 50 pages of drab 2D product images. And even if you do find your perfect couch on the 50th page, there still exists a massive missed opportunity for stores to cross-sell other products.
Maybe there's an ottoman that would have gone amazing with that couch, but it's hidden behind another 50 pages somewhere else. And still, you can't really see how these two products would visually interact with each other. The stores we've talked to so far have repeatedly communicated that they are in the market for technology that would help them compete with the bigger players in the online marketplace.
Our startup Dollhouse is a seamless integration for furniture websites that boosts conversion by improving product discoverability and user engagement while introducing AI-backed inspiration.
First, we make it easier to find the products and for the products to be found. Our semantic search bar understands the conversational input with as much product description as you like. On the flip side of this funnel, our image-to-text model extracts visual keywords from stores' catalogs, making it easier for specific products to be found by the search bar.
Apart from that, Dollhouse improves purchasing confidence and product cross-sell through 3D virtual showrooms. Our image-to-3D model automatically converts product images into 3D assets, and using these, our design algorithm curates themed 3D rooms. So now, instead of browsing through a massive list catalog looking for one piece, you could browse through rooms like a Scandinavian or industrial loft-style living room and see how the pieces visually interact with each other, or even change it up yourself. It's not enough to see what an orange couch looks like. You need to see how an orange couch looks like next to a green coffee table, next to a gray lamp. This not only improves purchasing confidence, but also allows for the products to be sold together, as they should be if you're shopping for your home.
And if your creative juices aren't flowing, don't worry about it. Our AI design assistant, Dolly, would suggest, plan, and curate rooms for you based on your inputs and preferences. You can think of Dollhouse as Pinterestifying the online furniture shopping experience. Our vision is to democratize access to e-commerce for all furniture stores, including your local shop here in Maine, and we need your help to get there.
Excellent pitch. I love this idea. Kim, take us away.
All right, well, thank you. Well done. I think this is genius, and I, for one, who struggled to navigate through pages, think this is really a unique idea. How did you come up with the idea?
Miran and I, a couple semesters ago, were abroad, and when we came back into Colby College, we moved into our new dorm room. And I'm really into feng shui, so I really like thinking about the layout of my room very intentionally. And it took us 5 hours to finally decide on a layout that worked well for both of us. And so we thought, what if we had an app that could scan your room and you could move around the furniture pieces that you already have and plug some in if you're trying to buy anything. We started working off of that, talked to furniture stores, realized what their actual pain points were, and of the stores that we talked to here in Maine, we realized that their online presence is what was most lacking. They don't have the access or resources to capital that lets them compete with the bigger players like Ashley Furniture and Williams-Sonoma.
So the idea was really born of your own need.
Yes.
And then you developed this idea. Terrific.
Steve.
Fascinating. Someone who recently moved into a house and, picking through things, there's an obvious need for the online experience because there aren't as many stores to shop physically and et cetera. Cut to the chase. How are you going to make money?
So we would be having a revenue share model where based on the clicks that our virtual showrooms and our AI-powered solutions would create, we would have a revenue share through the products that would be sold through our solutions.
With the companies that are,
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I'm interested to learn a little bit more about the user experience. How hard is it to scan my room, and what happens if I have objects there that I want to keep but I'm not starting afresh like you might do in a dorm room?
So the idea is that what the user experience would actually look like is, say they're going on xyzfurniture.com, right? So they are browsing through already furnished rooms that was curated using those products.
Okay.
And at some point down the line, we're thinking about integrating a feature where you can scan your own room, and it could be that. We're planning on making it a separate app that, if you scan a link that you can download our app and then it would scan your room and upload it back to the website. I think at the core of our model is to try and make the experience for users to be as seamless as possible. We're trying to increase accessibility, not introduce more barriers to this whole experience.
Interesting.
Okay, we have time for one last question, Kim.
How will you set about introducing this idea to the marketplace?
As Miran had mentioned earlier, a lot of furniture stores that we've talked to here in Maine know that they are in the market for new technologies. They don't know exactly what. With the rate that AI is changing these days, they're not really up to speed with what they're looking for, but they have all expressed interest in solutions that would boost their e-commerce productivity.
And one of our main goals is to try to make this integration as seamless and as easy as possible for the furniture stores, because we know they don't want to go through the headache of introducing new technologies. We're trying to make that as accessible as possible for these stores.
Well, very creative, very innovative, and we just wish you the best of luck. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you guys as well.
Thank you.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, but don't go away because when we come back, our judges are going to deliberate. We'll be right back. Come on over, guys.
Marshall, the PR maven, here today with the Greenlight Maine Marketing Minute. After several years with no trade shows due to COVID, trade shows are back. They are a great way to engage your existing customers as well as find new ones. Remember that when you are at a show, you need to actively interact with attendees, ask questions, and listen to their needs. Your representatives at the booth should not be looking at their phones. They need to actively engage in conversation with trade shows attendees. Finally, build relationships with other exhibitors, as they can be valuable partners or sources of information on what's happening in their markets.
I am truly awestruck by the innovation that exists.
Fame has fundamentally been a part of keeping the business community here resilient and robust.
Our role is to help.
Come on in. To have people in your corner that will guide you through the whole process is really helpful.
When they say, hey, we believe in this, it's a real boost to confidence.
Fame
works for Maine, helping businesses and lenders create a bright economic future.
It's about helping Maine grow.
ARB's advisors are providing savvy solutions to Greenlight Maine startups, closely held businesses, and organizations that operate internationally. And we're doing it the way you'd want Mainers to, guided by our local, sensible values.
Whether you're a small business or a big business, whether you're cutting edge or looking at a traditional industry in a whole new way, whether you're on the coast, in the city, a small town, wherever. If you're an organization here in Maine, if you want to innovate, and if you want to grow, we want to support you. We're the Maine Technology Institute.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. We just heard two amazing pitches, and now it's time for our judges to weigh in. I always say you guys have the toughest job because they're so good, right? And there's so many, you can just see where they're going and where they're headed, and they are going to be a success. So let's start with Maine Vineyards because Zephyr pitched first. What do you think?
I think it is a really unique idea that, to steal Steve's word, is old world, nostalgic, and really pretty compelling to someone like myself.
Yeah, I think this idea, imagine there are more people like me who have a yard and do like wine or just to grow things, and to bring something like that may seem, as Zephyr said himself, something you couldn't do yourself, to bring that I think is really cool. And in terms of, it's very Maine-centric, obviously. The name, growing grapes and making wine in Maine, and bringing it to the average, homeowner, I think is wonderful. Challenging, in terms of a business model. I think, Zephyr was honest, not knowing right now where he is with certain things about cost and revenue, but in terms of idea, it's a wonderful idea, and really, again, sort of passionate,
I think we've definitely seen in the oyster industry how so many people want to have their own little oyster farm. So I think he's got a really great model to follow in that industry. I think that, it's really a nascent project, but I think there are a lot of people who would be really excited to be growing vines in their backyard. And I think it could do a lot for Maine and Maine tourism. I think this could be a big boon to Maine tourism if we had a really big sustainable wine industry here.
Definitely. And it's also twofold because you get the tourism piece, but you also get how it's driving such a sense of community with people actually investing in the land, going out to work it. You guys had some great ideas about how maybe they could have people just not work it, but still buy in too, because not everybody has time to go out and work it. So yeah, you guys were just really wonderful. So thank you for that. So let's switch gears and talk about Dollhouse, which I think you all agreed was the perfect name.
Yeah, I loved the name, and I really appreciated their AI design assistant, Dolly, for the Dollhouse. It's a really interesting take on a technology solution to shopping, to provide folks means by which to see things and then have a recommendation engine for furniture as well. I really thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, great presentation in terms of where they are, the germination of the idea and everything. And someone who's bought furniture and not been able to buy furniture locally, this would be interesting to see if I could, get more out of local stores. Definitely big challenges though on the same vein in terms of if people can't find what they want in Maine, is an app like this going to be big enough? But they're definitely onto something in terms of bringing local businesses into people's homes, and I think they certainly have the passion and talent to take it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I love where they're going. I think they're solving two problems, one for the store, one for the furniture searcher. But I think also they should consider maybe looking like at a Goodwill and looking at which has a much bigger inventory and might be better served by a software like this than a small mom and pop shop, which is just going to have limited inventory. But I think they're definitely on to something with this problem-solving solution.
Well, you all gave wonderful feedback, great advice. So we appreciate that. We're going to give you a couple more minutes, and then we'll have our winner. So don't go anywhere. Stay right with us. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsor, and we'll be right back.
Darlings Brunswick Ford has pickup and delivery service. Our team saves you time by picking up your vehicle for a service appointment and then dropping it off when it's done at no cost to you. Call 844-5945 today.
With Thomas College, it's possible to earn a degree in 3 years and a master's in 1. It's possible to find yourself graduating career-ready through one of the nation's first guaranteed jobs programs. It's possible to become the future you, the one you dream to be. Because for 130 years, we've been dedicated to helping students unlock their possible. Because we are in the business of possible. That's Thomas College. Unlock your possible at thomas.edu.
Located off I-95 in Oakland, First Park is known as Central Maine's most connected business park. It features high-speed fiber internet, 3-phase power, and is located in a foreign trade zone, connecting your business to a world of opportunity. With shovel-ready pre-permitted sites and only a short distance to the local airport and rail service, First Park also makes it easy for entrepreneurs, innovators, and businesses to distribute or receive products around the globe. Interested in locating your business to First Park? Get an exclusive offer at firstpark.com/gift.
Welcome back to the college edition of Greenlight Maine. We just heard from Colby College and Thomas College, and it's time to find out who the winner is. Judges, I'm going to count you down. 3, 2, 1. And that means Maine Vineyards is the winner. Congratulations to Zephyr. You are moving on in the competition. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. We appreciate your comments and your feedback, so please check us out on social media, and you can see all of our episodes on greenlightmaine.com. We'll be right back here next week for more Greenlight Maine, so please join us then. Until then, have a safe and successful week. Congratulations. Come on over. Great job.
Greenlight Maine would like to thank our premier partner, Bangor Savings Bank, our corporate partners, and our sponsors. Thank you.